All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Keefe Tech Pool tonight for the swim meet between the Ashland High School Clockers and the Medfield High School Warriors. Starting off with diving today. Usually this is after the 53, but starting it now. So there are 6 dive totals between each of the swimmers, and this is the first round of divers. Ashland does not have any divers, so this is all Medfield, my bad. Five and 4 on that dive. For Medfield, they have diving Carrie White, Bridget McMahon, Olivia Cloutman, and Lee Ferris. Right now is Lee Ferris for his first dive. Three and 5 for Lee on his dive. For diving, this is twist week, so lots of twists and turns for each of these divers here. Five and 1/2 and 6. Now starting the second round with Bridget's. Four and 1/2 and 3 and 1/2 for Bridget's second dive. This is Carrie's second dive. Four and 1/2 and 5 for Carrie's second dive. This will be Lee's second dive. Four and 1/2 and 5 for Lee. The beginning of the third round, starting off with Olivia's third dive here. Four and 4 and 1/2 for Olivia. This is Bridget's third dive now. Five and 5 for Bridget. This is Carrie's third dive here. Five and 5 for Carrie's third dive. Up next is Lee's third dive. in the final dive of the third round. Four and three for Lee. Now, I do not know each diver's individual dive, as it's harder to hear that, but I can hear the scores very well, so I do apologize for that. Three and one half, 3 and 1/2 for Olivia's fourth dive. Next up is Carrie's fourth dive. Five and 1/2. That was a very nice dive. Up next is Lee with his fourth dive. Four and 1/2 and 5. This is Bridget's fifth dive. I believe I called her Olivia earlier. My bad. This is Bridget. Five and 4 for Bridget's fifth dive. Up next is Carrie with her fifth dive. Five and 1/2 for the scores. Up next is Lee with his fifth dive, and the final dive of the fifth round. Four and 1/2 are the scores. Up next is Bridget's final dive in the beginning of the final round. No scores by the judges. Up next is Carrie's sixth and final dive. What happened there, judges, people watching, is that the judges needed another listen in on the dive, and they gave the scores of 4 and I believe 4 and 1/2. Up next is Lee's sixth and final dive. Five and 5 for Lee's sixth and final dive. And that concludes the diving. So like I said earlier, this is Medfield Warriors versus the Ashland Clockers. I'm Matthew Ducharme, and it feels nice to be back at Keefe Tech to announce this meet and see some of my former teammates swim and compete and do what we all do best. So the way this works is, per new TVL rules, is the girls will swim against the girls first, and the boys will follow, swim against the boys. That is different in the past, as in the past, the TVL used to be co-ed. So that was a change that was implemented last year. Both teams are missing, I believe, 6 or 7 people due to COVID, but we have to make the most of the situations we have, and it'll be interesting to see how everyone does. So the first event is the 200 medley relay, and swimming for Medfield in lane 1 is Ellie Coomer, Chloe McCormick, Bridget McMahon, and Rhea Panthakar. In lane 3, Nora Herbstuber, Kylie Herbstuber, Izzy Brown, and Jill DiPiero. And in lane 5, MK Benson, Kathleen Crowley, Kylie Chen, and Katie Goodson. And that is for the girls for Medfield. 2 meds in Massachusetts. Gets a little difficult here. For the girls for Ashland, we have, does not seem to be lanes on the sheet, but as Medfield has the odd lanes, Ashland will have the evens. So for Ashland, in the 200 medley relay, we have Kira Joshi, Olivia Boulanger, Elise Reap, and Allison Swartz. And that was in lane 2. And in lane 4, we have Elizabeth McSweeney, Amanda Reed, Hannah Alves, and Sophia Kriegsman. And as this is a medley relay, the order of this medley is backstroke, breaststroke, fly, and freestyle. Each swimmer will be swimming 50 yards of that. And the scoring for relays is different than the individual. The relay scoring is 8 points for first, 4 points for second, 2 points for third, and no points for fourth, fifth, and sixth. Whereas the individual scoring is 6 points for first, 4 points for second, 3 points for third, 2 points for fourth, 1 point for fifth, and 0 points for sixth. Right now, it seems the swimmers are getting organized into their lanes. Some pep talks always help before you swim. Cheer on your friends. All nice. All right, the 200 medley relay is about to start. And since backstroke is first, all the swimmers start inside the pool. And they are off. To remind you, Medfield are in lanes 1, 3, and 5, and Ashland are in lanes 2 and 4. No lane 6 for Ashland in this event. Seems Medfield in lane 3 is off to a strong start, with both Ashland not too far behind in lanes 2 and 4. Up next is the breaststroke. And Medfield's in the pool first, then Ashland lane 4. Ooh, Medfield and Ashland both went in at the same time there. And Medfield lane 1 coming back in right there. Medfield's still off to a very strong start, but Ashland not too far behind. Maybe they can make up some ground here coming into the fly and the freestyle at the end. In goes Medfield in lane 3, beginning of the fly. In goes Ashland lane 4. Comes Ashland back in lane 2. There's Medfield lane 5. And Medfield coming in on lane 1. Medfield fly very strong here, adding to their lead right now. Ashland is not giving up, it seems. Medfield in the pool for the final 50 yards in the freestyle. There goes Ashland. Hopefully to close the gap, finish off strong. Ashland's second relay just hopped in. Medfield in lane 5 hopping in for their final leg, and it seems that Medfield in lane 3 coming in on first. Medfield in lane 1 just jumped in. Ashland's girls relay, second in lane 4. And it looks to be a third place by the Ashland girls in lane 2. So even though Medfield did get a lot of those points in that getting first place, that second and third place by Ashland will add up in the end. Medfield in lane 5 just finished. And Medfield in lane 1 finishing strong, not giving up. That's what we like to see. And there we go. That concludes the girls' 200 medley relay. And as the ladies swim down, I will announce who is swimming for the boys. Medfield has one relay in lane 3 with Quinn Borchers, Jaden Clayton, David Spasnikoff, and Lee Ferris. And that is for Medfield in lane 3. For the boys in lane 2, we have Sam Beer, Ditya Consol, Ahalas Kutavos, and Suraj Padmanabhan. And in lane 4 for the boys for Ashland, we have Nathan Gelfand, Algus Petlin, Joshua Zayak, and Matthew Shuey. Not sure how the points will work here, as it is 2 relays against 1. But we shall see. Should be some fast races here. And the boys go for the start of the 200 medley relay for the boys. And away they go. Just a reminder, Ashland boys relays are in lanes 2 and 4, which is the closest and the farthest, and Medfield in lane 3. Always nice to see the teammates cheering them on at the end of the pool. Medfield off with a strong start. The backstroke. Next comes the breaststroke. Ashland boys are neck and neck. Very strong underwater by Medfield. You're the fastest underwater, so breaststroke, you can definitely take advantage of that. And it seems that he has. Seems Medfield leads might have gotten a little bit bigger there, but Ashland boys are not giving up, it seems. In goes Medfield for the fly. Lane 4, Ashland, starting the fly, and lane 2 on the fly. Seems Medfield might have a little bit less than a half length lead. With the 2 Ashland relays swimming very strong. And in goes Medfield for the fly. Not fly, freestyle. My apologies there. Ashland's relay lane 4, opt in for the freestyle. And not so far after is lane 2. Sorry, their freestyle leg. A little bit of a slow flip there by Medfield. Maybe give Ashland some time to catch up. Seems that lead is closing in. He might be able to get him. Medfield finishing first. Ashland boys relay in lane 4 finishing second. And Ashland boys relay in lane 2 finishing up in third. Very strong swims out of both Ashland and Medfield. It was getting close at the end there, lane 4. With Matt Shuey swimming. Right now we're starting the girls 200-yard freestyle. And for Medfield, we have in lane 1, Emily Morgan. In lane 3, Nora Herbshuber. And in lane 5, MK Benson. And for Ashland, the Ashland girls 200-yard freestyle, we have Brooke Boulanger, Abigail Pexey, and Kira Joshi. Now, Abby is very known for her 200 freestyle, so this should be a very good swim. Very competitive. And off they go. The first quarter of the event here. First 50 yards. If you're just coming back from the feed being down, welcome. We're here in the 200-yard freestyle for the girls. We have Medfield in lanes 1, 3, and 5, which are the closest. The closest one here, the next one over, and the second to farthest. And Ashland is lane 2, 4, and 6, the second closest, the middle, and the farthest. Off the turn there, after the first 50, seems Abigail Pexi in lane 4 is just ahead by maybe half an arm's length. And it seems that Ashland in lane 2 and Medfield in lane 5 are fighting between each other. In lane 6 and lane 2 seem to be pretty close neck and neck. Like I said, this is going to be a close one. Coming in at the turn, the halfway point, Abby still with the lead here, with Nora close by. In lane 2, Brooke is keeping it close with, in lane 5, MK Benson here, fighting for that 3rd and 4th spot. Ashford lane 6, keeping up, trying to get that 5th point. And Medfield in lane 1, trucking along. That's 150, the final 50 here. Abigail Pexi still with the lead, about 1 body length here. And Medfield behind, but lanes 2 and 5, Brooke and MK Benson are very close. Within lane 6, Allison, I believe. And there with the touch, Abby Pexi with first and Nora with the second. Solid points for both. You've got Brooke and MK Benson fighting. All 3 of them, look at this. Are they all going to touch at the same time? Lane 5, I believe it went lane 5, 2, and then 6. I believe by the looks of it. So Medfield with the 3rd, Ashland with 4th in lane 2, and with the 5th point, with the 1 point, 5th place in with 5th in lane 6. That comes in handy a lot. That 1 little point. Medfield here finishing strong. I believe it said Allison in lane 6. That is Kira. I was looking at the wrong list there. My apologies. Solid swims out of all of the girls there. Now, we have the boys 200 free. So for Medfield, we have David Spoznikov. And for the boys of Ashland, we have Drew Chug in lane 2, Sam Beer in lane 4, and Serge Padaman in lane 6. Just a reminder that lane 1 starts closest to where you guys are viewing, and lane 6 is the farthest. And Medfield has the odd, 1, 3, 5, and Ashland has the evens, 2, 4, 6. And usually coaches will put the strongest timing swimmers, but not always. Usually in the middle. And off they go. Closing in on the first quarter of the 200, Medfield. About a body length lead. Excuse me. Medfield with a body length lead. Ashland. We've had Sam coming in the wall second, and Drew. The halfway of the 200, Medfield has a very large lead right now, but doesn't look like Sam and Drew are giving up, so hopefully they can shorten this. Do not see Serge out there swimming in lane 6. That is all right. Still have Drew and Sam going along with David. Now David just touched 3/4 through, and he has about a half a pool length here. Seems that he might be secure in the first place spot there. Seems Sam hitting that 150-yard mark turn there. A nice second place position. And Drew will be hitting the 150 and a nice third. Here they go. Final 50 for Ashland. And Medfield touching down. Strong race by David. Comes Sam in, finishing strong in lane 4. Nice second place right there for Sam. Now, I do not have the times as they're being clocked in by the lovely people over there on the pool deck. And they will be giving to the person at the desk with the computer. And that is Drew coming in at 3rd place. Look at my timer out here for you guys. Try and pay attention to it. So right now, next event is the girls' 200-yard individual medley, or IM for short. Now for Medfield, we have Ellie Coomer, Kylie Erbstuber, and Kaylee Chen. And for the Ashland girls, we have Hannah Alves in lane 2, Amanda Reed in lane 4, and Elizabeth McSweeney in lane 6. And I forgot to say lanes for the Medfield, but it's Ellie in lane 1, Kylie in lane 3, and Kaylee in lane 5. All right, now the individual medley is a different order than the 200 medley relay. This order is fly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, whereas the medley relay is backstroke, breaststroke, fly, freestyle. A little bit of a difference there, but most swimmers will know this order, the fly back, breast, and free. Coming in at the first 50 here, finishing up the fly, Medfield with the lead. Ashland, all 3 swimmers, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. With the 2 Medfield ladies finishing up 5th and 6th position after the first 50. Now they have all started the 50 of the backstroke. All the Ashland ladies keeping it very close. They might have some banter after this about who beat who, but they're all trying to go for that first place. They're keeping it very tight. All right, halfway through here, we have Medfield still in the first position, and the Ashland girls in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Now they're starting the breaststroke. As you still hear, 2 other Medfield ladies finishing very strong here with their backstroke. All right. Closing in on the finish of the 3rd 50, the breaststroke here. Medfield still in the first position. Lane 4, I believe that Hannah, oh, that is Amanda, coming into 2nd position into the freestyle. And we have, 2 ladies finishing 3rd and 4th position. Here comes Medfield into the finish. It seems like we secured first place spot here. Grab those points for our teams. I stopped her at about 224, might not be close. Ashland lane 4, maybe 228. And that is Amanda there in lane 4. Coming in lane 2, Hannah. Got about maybe 238. And far lane there, Elizabeth, Ellie McSweeney at 242. There in their positions. Medfield with the first, Ashland with the 2, 3, and 4. All those points will add up, I believe, and beat out points there gained by that first position. We did not forget about the other two Medfield ladies, finishing very strong, never giving up. That's what it's all about. I got to give it to him. This event is tiring. I've never personally swam it for score myself, but I respect all those that do. All right, final two Medfield ladies, 5th place, maybe around a 320, 321, and 6th place in lane 1 around 327. This may not be what the official score has, but maybe help you guys at home with kind of judging where your son or daughter may have finished. Now, on to the boys 200 IM. For Medfield, we have, flip my page here, Quinn Borchers in lane 3. And for the Ashland boys 200-yard IM, we have Mihalis Kutivos in lane 2 and Algus Petlin in lane 4. Hoping this is another close race between the boys. And off they go. Medfield taking, Quinn there, taking advantage of the faster on the water statement there. Really makes a difference. A lot of force and power coming from his butterfly, especially in that kick there. Finishing the 50 there. The Ashland boys are not far behind. There goes Mihalis right there in lane 2. And Algus finishing up right there in lane 4. All three boys are on to the breaststroke. Backstroke. My bad there. Quinn with a larger lead than he had before. Coming in, to the halfway point. Now he's on to his breaststroke leg. Like I said, these Ashland boys are not going to make it easy for him. Here comes Mihalis in the breaststroke, halfway through. Not too far behind him is Algus, coming in, touching the wall, about to start his breaststroke. I believe they're saying the feet is still down. Actually, your Medfield finishes breaststroke, coming in for the freestyle here. Very strong race here by Medfield. Quinn here. Mihalis and Algus both finishing up their breaststroke leg here. Mihalis starting his freestyle, and so is Algus. My timer here, maybe around a 2:02 or so for Quinn here. His medley, his individual. Algus and Mihalis here, finishing off very strong. Got Mihalis coming here maybe around 2:31. Algus touching in around maybe at 2:35, 2:36, if I push the button correctly. So Medfield with the first, and the two Ashland boys, Mihalis, Algus coming in with the second and third. Up next, we have the girls 50 freestyle. Just an easy up and down, very fast. And we have 2 heats of this for the girls. First heat from Medfield in lane 1, we have Katie Goodson. Lane 3, Izzy Brown. And lane 5, Jill Day Piero. And for the Ashland girls, in heat 1, we have in lane 2, Elise Reap. Lane 4, Sophia Kriegsman. And in lane 5, Sasha Clay. Now the way 2 heats work is the first heat is the one scored, and the second heat does not count for any points towards the total end. But it's always a good opportunity to work on some time, maybe work on a faster flip turn at practice or a stronger start. I did start my clock a little late there. But you can see very fast race, lots of white in the water there. Keeping it close, lane 3 and lane 5 between Medfield girls. Vying for that first position. All right. Seems Medfield got the first and the second, and Ashland with the third, fourth, and fifth. I don't know if my times were exactly correct, but Medfield lane 3, 26, lane 5, 26, 91, 26, 45, and the Ashland ladies, I'm lost. They all finished very fast, folks. Sorry about that. I'll do better in this second heat of the girls 50 free here. For Medfield, we have in lane 1, Chloe McCormick, lane 3, Rhea Ponthakar, and lane 5, Olivia Kloutman. And for the Ashland girls, we have Mira Ear and Sophia Rothkopf. And I do apologize if I do mispronounce your name. I was working on them today before I came to the meet, but I'm trying my best. Now, there's no Ashland lady in the second lane, but there is one in the fourth and the sixth. I do think I started my clock on time, so hopefully my timers will be accurate for these ladies swimming here. At the turn here, got Medfield with the 1, 2, and 3 positions in lanes 1, 3, and 5. Ashland with the 4 position in lane 4. And another position in lane 6. Now, folks, I did misclick for the 3 Medfield ladies. All right. Medfield times. They're just off. I'm not going to try and read them off. They all finished very close by, but very close to each other, so I believe. But it's okay. Come on, Sophia here. You can finish strong. Got this. There we go. At the turn of the wall, Sophia's going to keep going. That's what we like to see, never giving up here. We all know she can do it. Go, Sophia, 3/4. We got this. We got this. Finish strong. You can hear all the clap around me. Everyone supporting her, cheering her on. That's what we like to hear. Something we definitely missed last year. Swimming. And there we go. Sophia touching the wall there. That's what we like to see. That's what it's all about. High fives all around him when she gets out of the pool. Job well done by all these ladies here. Now usually diving is after the 50 freestyle, and then there is a break after the diving, so I'm not entirely sure if there will be a break here. And by the looks of the... Oh, we have the boys. Duh. All right. For the boys, 50 freestyle. For Medfield, we have Jaden Clayton. And for the boys of Ashland, and he is... Jaden is in lane 3 for Medfield there. And for the boys of Ashland, we have Kaiser Joshi in lane 2. Matthew Shuey in lane 4 and Aditya Kansal in lane 6. And there is no second heat of this event. So just this one race right here for the boys. And they are off. I was a little late on hitting my clock there. Sorry about that, but it is close coming into the first turn. The turn here. By the looks of it, seems lane 4, Matthew Shuey might have, oh man, this is gonna be close. Matthew Shuey, lane 4, hit first before Medfield, but it was close. And lane 2, finishing up, and in lane 6. So Matthew Shuey with the win there, followed by Jaden, and then Kaiser and Aditya. And I did miss the times there, folks. I do apologize. That was close. That's what we like to see. The excitement of swimming there. Getting all the fans excited, sidelines excited for cheering them on. That was good. Good job to the boys there and the ladies who swam before them. Seems there will be a break after the 50 free. Not sure how long. In the past, they're usually around 10 minutes or so. It just gives time for the swimmers to warm down, keep the muscles loose, get the heart rate down, and we will be back. All right, everyone, welcome back from the break from the swimmers. Sorry if the stream went down earlier, but we are back up and running just again. This is Ashland Clockers versus the Medfield Warriors. Here. So the next event of the evening is the 100 fly. Now, girls will be starting off first. And in lane 1 for Medfield, we have Emily Underwood. In lane 3, Izzy Brown. And in lane 5, Kaylee Chen. And that is for the Medfield girls. Now for the Ashland girls, we have 2 swimmers here. We got in lane 2, Olivia Boolinger, and in lane 4, Hannah Alves. And they are off here on their first half of the 100 fly here. All right, coming up to the turn here, halfway, we have Medfield in first, but not a lot. Not a lot. In lane 4, Ashland with the second, but they're keeping it close. Touch them all right there is Ashland in 3rd position. Over there in lane 5, Medfield with the 4th position. And in lane 1, touching right there is Medfield, the 5th position. Here come the girls coming down the final stretch here. Hannah and Kylie, very close. This is what it's about here. And it looks like Kylie touched first in the Medfield position. I got her around a 109. And then Hannah with a 110, but that was close, very close. All right, in lane 2, seems Ashland will begin in the 3rd place position, and I've got, I believe that's Olivia coming in at a 127. Medfield over in lane 5 here. touching down, they're 137. And in lane 1, coming around maybe around 143. Good swings by the girls, a nice close finish. Medfield coming up on top. Up next is the boys. 100 fly. And for Medfield, we have no one swimming, it seems, on my chart here. That's right. And for the Ashland boys, we have Josh Bazayak in lane 2, Nathan Gelfand in lane 4, and Mahal Skutavos in lane 6. Now, I'm not sure if this one will be scored for points. That Medfield does not have a swimmer, but I'm not entirely sure how that works out. But all these guys are good boys, good friends, so this is nice little race for them. Off they go, 3 Ashland boys. All right, and as we're approaching the halfway, the turn here, we've got, let's see, I just looked up, we got Nathan and Josh very close. Lane 4 and lane 2, and Mahalis not too far behind in lane 6. He's keeping his ground, though, keeping his ground. Nathan touching first on the final leg here, but Joshua keeping it close. Here we go. Oh, man. Close, close, close. Oh, my goodness. It was so close, I couldn't even get the times. I mistouched, but I think by the look of it, I think Nathan had him, but not by a lot. But it all comes down to those timers hitting those buttons, and they're pretty good at it. So I think Nathan got it there. And then Joshua in lane 2 and Mahal's in lane 6. Good race for the guys there. All right. Up next is the 100-yard freestyle. Ooh, can't get ahead of myself there. 500 there. 100-yard freestyle here. For the girls of Medfield, we have Katie Goodson in lane 1, Rachel Perry in lane 3, and I'll lose my track here, Jill DiPiero in lane 5. Now for the Ashland girls, we have Brooke Bullinger in lane 2, lane 4, Sophia Kriegsman in lane 6, Allison Swartz. Away they go. Keeping it very close going into their first flip turn here. Those 4 middle lanes, 2 through 5. If it stays like this, we're going to have a very close race, people. At the turn, it was almost like it was in unison there. Lanes 3, 4, and 5. All comes down to this final 50 here. Can't forget about lane 2. Fighting for that 4th spot position here. And we have in lane 2, lane 1, my bad there, fighting for the 5th, and in lane 6. Oh, here we go, folks. Final half here. Lane 3, Medfield seems to have the lead by maybe about an arm length. All right. Seems Medfield got the first place there, but the ladies in lanes 4 and 5 almost hit at the same time. But that's still a good, very, very close there. Lane 4 and lane 5. Ashland lane 4, Medfield lane 5. And Ashland coming in the lane 2. And then Medfield lane 1 for 5th. And Ashland in lane 6 for 6th. So Medfield got that one, but it was very close between 2nd and 3rd between Ashland and the Medfield girls. Up next is the boys of this event here. Now for Medfield, for the boys, in lane 3, we have no one here on my sheet, meet sheet here, which is all right. But for the Ashland boys, we have Dhruv Chugh and Kaiser Joshi. And it seems over there in lane 6, we have Suraj Padmanabhan going ahead and swimming. So just like that 100 fly, this will be a good race between the 3 guys there. See who comes out on top. It's always nice to beat your friend. Again, I'm not sure if this will be scored towards the total score, as that really wouldn't be fair to the Medfield. But Medfield does not have a lot of guys. I looked at the roster, they only have 5 boys. A lot of their team is girls, which is good. Strong foundation, but comes in these situations, not really sure what happens when it comes to scoring. Seems the officials are just chatting here, maybe double checking times. So that girls' race was very close over there in lane 4 and 5. That's what it does seem like. People at home, they're just double checking times, making sure everything is going good into the computer. As it is technology, it does make mistakes sometimes. But I believe we have Mr. Pexy over there, crunching the numbers, putting in the totals. I'll put my faith in him any day. Here we go. Boys 100-yard freestyle. Lanes 2, 4, 6, all Ashland boys. There they go. After that first flip turn there, seemed to be very close. Just about an arm length or less between the 3 of them there. And at the halfway point, we got in lane 2, Dhruv in the lead with Kaiser in the 2nd position and Suraj in the 3rd position over there in lane 6. And approaching their final turn here. Home stretch. Kaiser and Dhruv, neck and neck right now. And it looks like Dhruv will touch first, with Kaiser following in the 2nd position and Suraj in the 6th position, hitting in 3rd. Good race for those boys there. All right, now up next is the dreaded 500. I would dread it, but they're here to swim it, and they're going to do amazing. So for the girls, first up, we have Kathleen Crowley in lane 1. Lane 3, MK Benson, and in lane 5, we have Emily Morgan. That's for the Medfield girls. For the girls of Ashland, we have Kira Joshi in lane 2 and Abigail Pexy in lane 4. The way 500 works is it is 20 lengths of the pool. So 20 times 25. As you can see on the right side of the end of the pool, we have timers to help keep you track. As I've definitely lost track while swimming this, so it is very helpful. And away they go. This is a long one here, folks. This is all about pace here, all about pacing yourself between the 2025s or the 1050s, however, or the 5100s, however you look at it. Coming here on the first 50. Ashland in lane 4 with the first position. Medfield with the second in lane 3. Ashland in the third position in lane 2. Medfield in the fourth position in lane 5. And Medfield in the fifth position in lane 1. Abby with the flip turn after her second 50. Still in the first position. Medfield in lane 3 in the second position. And Ashland in third in lane 2. Now, I did hear from a former teammate of mine that there's a freshman on the Ashland girls team, Amanda, who's qualified for sectionals in the 500 as a freshman. That is amazing to hear. Congratulations to you, Amanda. All right, their third 50. Abby still in the first position as her lead gets larger. Medfield still in second after the third 50 in lane 3, and Ashland in the third position in lane 2 after the third 50. Abby already coming in with her fourth 50. More than half a pool length. Seems like there's no one is going to stop her here. Medfield in lane 5 coming in on their third 50 and coming in on their third 50 in lane 1. Medfield in the second position hitting with their fourth 50, and in lane 2 Ashland with their fourth 50. Abby already hitting with her fifth 50. This is unbelievable to watch here. Always fun watching a Pexi swim a 500 or a 200, almost like it runs in their blood. Medfield in lane 3 coming in with finishing their fifth 50. Medfield in lane 5 finishing their fourth. Ashland in lane 2 finished their fifth. Oh my goodness, Abby already finishing her 650. She must be going for a time of some sorts. Again, folks, nothing's changing with the positions of the swimmers. Ashland in the first position, Medfield in second, Ashland in the third position, and Medfield in the fourth and fifth positions. And it doesn't look like that is going to change with Abby just cruising through right now. But you never know. There could be a switch of position between, I believe, Kira in lane 2 and... looking at my sheet here, MK Benson in lane 3. That would be something to see. Two more 50s as you might have heard on the sideline, one of her teammates cheering her on. Two more 50s. That's right, let's go Kira. All the way in there in lane 2. The other two Medfield swimmers are not giving up. They are swimming and swimming. Here comes Abby. Now that noise right there means that the person in the lead, is on their final 50. And in that case, it is still Abby Pexey in lane 4. Like I said, folks, no one can stop her. She's coming in on her final 25 here. Now, folks at home, I got her clocked in around a 5:41 for Abby Pexey. That is incredible. Medfield in lane 3 coming in for their final 50 here. And same for, I believe that's Kira in lane 2 for Ashland coming in for their final 50. The other two Medfield ladies in lane 5. She is, I cannot see her number, but Medfield in lane 1 is hitting the wall after her 8th 50. Just look at it. Abby looks exhausted, but she swam an amazing race. Hopefully that 5:40, 5:41 means something to her. All right, Medfield finishing in the second position in lane 3. I've got her clocked around a 6:33, with Kira coming in at 6:39. Excellent swims by those 3 ladies there. Like I said, those other 2 Medfield girls are not giving up. They are going to keep on going. And I believe in lane 5, that is Emily Morgan is wrapping up her 500 here. Final 50. I'm mistaken, she just finished length 17. So after she hits the wall, this will be her final 50. And in lane 1, it seems she's got the 17 symbol up, so after she comes back to the wall, this will also be her final 50. There she goes, lane 5. Just double checking the name here. Emily Morgan finishing up with her final 50 in the 500. She goes her final flip turn in lane 1, final 50 here for too many papers here, folks. Kathleen Crowley coming in, finishing her final 50 after the turn. Lane 5, Emily Morgan coming in, touched the wall at the time of around 8:38. Good performance there. Coming in the 4th position. Here we go, finishing strong. Kathleen Crowley finishing strong here. She finishes around a 9:09, 9:10, around that time. Excuse me. Excellent swims by all the ladies, especially Abby Pexey coming in with the 1st position at 5:41 is very impressive. Now, we get to do it all over again here, folks. Now it's time for the boys. For the boys from Medfield from the 500, we have Jaden Clayton. And for the boys of Ashland, we have Matthew Shuey in lane 2 and Sam Beer in lane 4. This should be a good one, as Sam and Matthew Shuey, when I was on the team, they were neck and neck with times. And Sam was always getting faster, and so was Shuey, Matthew Shuey. So this should be a fun race, everyone. Again, Ashland in lanes 2 and 4, and Medfield in lane 3. And off they go. At the turn, Medfield with first position, but both Ashland boys, Sam and Matt, not too far behind. Jaden in lane 3 has maybe about half a body length, I'd say, or so. But they got a lot of yardage to swim. Anything could happen. After the second 50, the positions have not changed. Seems Medfield still in the first position with Matthew Shuey in lane 4 in second and Sam Beer in lane 2 in the third position. Turn of third 50, Medfield, Jaden still in the first position, Matthew Shuey in the second position, and Sam Beer in the third position. 7 50s to go. Or 350 yards. That's right, kick, kick, kick. That's the name of the game here. Medfield at the 200-yard mark here. Jaden still in the first position, Matthew Shuey in the fourth. Oh, heard from a fellow parent. Heard from a fellow parent, Sam. I even have the sheet in front of me. Sam is in lane 4 and Matt is in lane 2. Thank you, Mrs. Beer. Halfway here, folks. Jaden's still with that lead. But Sam and Matt are not going to make it easy for him. They are going to keep going along. The 300 yards, Medfield still with the lead. But Sam in lane 4 just finishing his 300 yards in the second position, and Matt Shuey in lane 2 finishing his 300 yards. 200 yards to go for these three boys here. Seems Jaden just keeps, it's almost like Jaden's getting faster and faster here. He is not stopping. Still in that first position. Sam there. Just finishes 6th. 50. No, that would make sense. They're swimming. That's all that matters. There we go. After about 400 yards, Medfield still with the lead. Sam all the way there in lane 4 in second position, and Matthew Shuey in lane 2. And there you go. That sound again indicating 50 more yards for the leader here. And that leader is Jaden of Medfield. Coming at the turn there. And as you see at the end, those lane counters are orange. Always love seeing that color. Means you're almost done. And that is the case for Jaden here in lane 3. I've got him in at 5:16. In the first position. Great swim there, Jaden. There we go, Sam finishing up there. I'm at 5:30, but when I got Jaden's time, I accidentally hit stop, so add a few seconds, maybe around a 5:32, 5:33. And Matthew Shuey finishing up 5:42, but maybe add a few 5:44, 5:43. Great fast swims by the 3 boys there. Enjoy that cool down swim. Fast times there. All right. Up next, we have the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay, another relay here. Each swimmer will be swimming 50 of the 200 yards. In lane 1, we have Emily Morgan, Carrie White, Chloe McCormick, and Rhea Panthakar for Medfield. In lane 3, Kylie Erbshuber, Rachel Pyrie, Jill DiPiero, and Izzy Brown in lane 3. And in lane 5, we have Ellie Coomer, Kaylee Chen, Bridget McMahon, and Emily Underwood. Those are the 3 relays for Medfield. Now for Ashland, we have 2 relays. In lane 2, we have Allison Swartz, Maya Clay, Sasha Clay, and Mira Ear. And in lane 4, we have Brooke Bullinger, Sophia Kriegsman, Olivia Bullinger, and Abigail Pexey. This is going to be a fast relay, I can just tell, folks. And away they go. This is 200-yard freestyle relay. Each lady in the relay is swimming 50 yards of freestyle. And these relay points about a little over halfway through this meet are crucial. Seems coming in after the first 50, Medfield in lane 3 with the lead, with Ashland not too far behind in lane 4. All the way in lane 1, Medfield looks like they might have a lead, but the 2 relays in lane 2 and 5 are fighting. The relay between lanes 3 and 4 is going to be close, but fighting for that third set of points is lanes 1, 2, and 5. Only one of those being Ashland relays. They're fighting for those points. But at the turn, at the halfway point for those 3 relays, it seems the 2 Medfield relays in lane 1 and 5 have the lead, with the Ashland relay in lane 2 coming in the 5th position. Medfield, final touch there. Finishing up their relay. Ashland hopping in right now, lane 4. Seems Medfield might take this one away. Here we go in lanes 1 and 5. Final swimmers from Medfield hopping in right now. And just like that, Medfield is finishing their relay at a time of around 1:51 for the first position. The Ashland relay in lane 4, around a 1:57. And finishing up in lane 5 is going to be the 3rd position relay, which is Medfield. At around 2:14 I've got. And in lane 1, finishing strong in the 4th position at a time of around 2:26, 2:25 or so. And we can't forget about the final Ashland relay coming in here in lane 2. Finishing strong, just about 5 yards left. And there we go, around a 2:52. And that is your girls' 200-yard freestyle relay. Now on to the boys. For Medfield, we have in lane 3, David Spasnikov, Jaden Clayton. Man, he just swam that 500. See if he's got enough energy to keep it going here. Lee Ferris and Quinn Borchers, and that is for the Medfield boys in lane 3. Now for the Ashland boys, we have, let's find it here. Here we go. One relay here in lane 4. Drew Chug, Kaiser Joshi, Alex Petlin, and Aditya Kansal. Just one relay for each team here in lanes 3 and lanes 4. So if you heard that, just taking a sip out of my water bottle. That was close to my microphone. All right, let's see how these boys do. Hopefully this is a close one. And may have been mistaken, I do not see a boys relay up for Medfield. So it just seems to be the Ashland boys relay, possibly going for a time or just swim to swim. However it may be, let's watch and see. Drew coming in here, finishing his first 50. Into the water comes Kaiser. Excuse me. All right, here comes Kaiser finishing up halfway through this relay here. In goes Algus. Fast swims, fast times out of the first two boys here. Algus hopped in the water, not even close to a minute. These boys are fast. That's right, let's go Algus, but now it's let's go Aditya here, finishing off the relay for the Ashland boys here. And the final turn here. And I've got them at around a 152. Great swim out of the Ashland boys relay. And up next is the girls' 100-yard backstroke. Now for Medfield, we have Ellie Coomer, Nora Erbstruber, and Rachel Perry. For the girls of Ashland, 100-yard backstroke, we have Elise Reef in lane 2 and Elizabeth McSweeney. Don't know if I said the lane for Medfield, but Ellie is in lane 1, Nora is in lane 3, and Rachel is in lane 5. Of course, it's backstroke. They got to hop in that pool first. Use those nice handlebars right underneath the starting block. And off they go. Coming close to the halfway of this race. Medfield with the first position in lane 3. But Ashland, both Ashland girls in lanes 2 and 4 are keeping it close. The other two Medfield ladies in lane 5 and in lane 1, finishing respectively. Halfway, not finishing. Here we go, the final leg for everyone here. It seems Medfield will keep their lead, and she will finish first. I've got around a time of 106, And in lane 4, it's Ellie McSweeney, around a 112 or so. And Elise in lane 2, around a 117. Medfield in lane 5, might have missed it, but I got around a 120 or so. And in lane 1, finishing strong, another Medfield lady. At around a 134. Great swims out of these ladies here. But Medfield ultimately taking the first, but those two, that second and third by Ashland, definitely add up in that total at the end of the meet here. Now we have the boys. For Medfield in lane 3, Quinn Borchers. And for the boys in lane, mixing up my papers here. There it is. For the boys, Ashland boys, 100 backstroke is Joshua Zayak in lane 2 and Nathan Gelfand in lane 4. There they go, jumping in. About to start. And off they go. Remember, Ashland in lanes 2 and 4 and Medfield in lane 3. Lights of Whitewater come from all the lanes. That's a hard kick in there. And coming close to the halfway point, we have Quinn in the third and lane 3 in the first position. And we have Nathan in lane 4 in the second position and Joshua in lane 2 in the third position. Quinn is just cruising along here. Just hit the wall 3/4 through. He's on his final leg. So are the two Ashland boys. They're keeping it close. Wow, I got him at a 55 for Quinn. That is a phenomenal time. Nathan finishing up here, around a 102 or so, and Joshua finishing up around a 105. Great swims out of the boys. Not sure if that's a good time for not sure Quinn. He must have been going for something. Maybe a sectionals of states. Not sure. That was a ridiculous one by him. And of course, an amazing swim by the Ashland boys. Now coming into our second to last event here, the 100-yard breaststroke. Starting off first are the girls. Now for Medfield, we have Emily Underwood, Kylie Erbzuber, and Kathleen Crowley. Emily is in lane 1, Kylie is in lane 3, and Kathleen is in lane 5. Now for the Ashland girls, we have, where's my paper here? There it is. We have Olivia Bullinger in lane 2, Amanda Reed in lane 4, and Maya Clay in lane 6. So a full stacked race here, 3 and 3. Let's see what happens here. Down they go. This first underwater is always crucial, as underwaters are your fastest part of the race, and Medfield coming out last. And that is a good thing. That she has the lead going into the first turn. All right, coming close to the halfway point here in this race, we have Kylie in lane 3 for Medfield in the first position. Amanda in second, lane 4. Olivia in third. And wow, lanes 1 and 5, both Medfield are close. But in lane 6, we've got Maya not too far behind, fighting for that fifth point here, 5th place point there. Here we go. Final leg here. Seems Kylie for Medfield is going to take this away. Coming in at a, got around a 114 maybe. And then we have Amanda coming in around a 118. Like I said, not too far behind between those two ladies there. Lane 2, Olivia. Coming in around a 130 I got her at. In lane 1, Emily. Around a 136. Lane 5, Kathleen, 138. In lane 6, we have Maya coming in around a 146. Now, these times not to be exact, but this is what I'm clocking. Of course, the officials have the official times. Great swims out of ladies. Now we're on to the boys. The boys of Medfield, we have David Spasnikov in lane 3. And for the Ashland boys, we have Serge Padamanban in lane 2, August Petlin in lane 4, and Aditya Kansal in lane 6. All right. Definitely going to be watching out for those two middle lanes, lanes 3 and 4. This is August's event here. And it seems David is ready to get going as well. This might be a close one here in the middle. And of course, the boys on the outside in lane 2 and 6. Suraj and Aditya are going to race their hardest as well. Keep this one nice and close, nice exciting race. Excuse me there. Off the boys go. Like I said, let's see that underwater. Oh my goodness. Medfield, David coming out almost 3/4 through the pool, but you got to watch out for that black line. As I believe if you go past underwater in that, there might be a penalty. Not sure. Never seen it happen, but I've heard. All right, halfway through, Medfield, David in lane 3 in the first position. Algus in lane 4 coming in at the second position halfway through. And Serge and Aditya, lanes 2, lane 6 respectively, are close, racing against each other. And Medfield, David here on his final leg here. This was insane. I've got him in around a 102, 101. That is a great time. That might be a qualifying time. Seems he's chanting for something. August finishing up at right at 112. Starts there in lane 2, 119. And Aditya around maybe a 123. Oh, you just said he got a 102.14. I got a 102.91 on my clock, so I'm pretty close. I'll take that. David qualified for something there. Congrats to him. But that is going to do it for the boys 100-yard breaststroke. Now on to our final event here is the 400-yard freestyle relay. 4 swimmers, 100 yards each. Up first is the girls from Medfield. We have 2 relays, one in lane 3, consisting of Katie Goodson, Rachel Perry, MK Benson, and Nora Erbshuber. And in lane 5 for Medfield, we have Emily Morgan, Chloe McCormick, Emily Underwood, and Bridget McMahon. Now for the girls 400 freestyle relay for Ashland, we have in lane 2, Kira Joshi, Elizabeth McSweeney, Elise Reap, and Allison Schwartz. And in lane 4, we have Abigail Pexi, Brooke Berlinger, Hannah Alves, and Amanda Reed. Folks, I was reading those off, so I did miss the start of the time. So I will not be listing off close times. My apologies. Lane 4, Ashlyn. Abby starting it off. She's still got some energy after that 500. Coming in halfway through her turn. Ashlyn and Medfield in lanes 2 and 3. Watch out for that. That might be a close one throughout this entire race here. And in lane 5, Medfield finishing halfway through her first 50. Here comes Abby finishing her 100, and in comes Brooke. Jumping in there for start her 100 yards. Lanes 2 and 3. Jumping in for lane 2 is Elizabeth McSweeney, and in lane 3 is Rachel Perry. Brooke touching the wall, finishing her first 50. 50 more to go for her. Like I said, look at that, lanes 2 and 3. Still close between Ashland and Medfield. That is Allie McSweeney and Rachel Perry swimming right now. You're going to hear her teammates on the right side cheering her on. Ashland is as well. Here comes Brooke, about to touch, finishing her 100, and in the water goes Hannah. Medfield gaining a bit of a lead, about a body length. In goes the water, goes MK Benson. And for Ashland, jumps in is Elise Reap. See if we can close this gap here. We can't forget about lane 5's relay going right now. For Medfield here. Hannah halfway through. MK halfway through with a little bit of a bigger lead than their lead, so she's gained some ground. And at least halfway through as well. It seems over in lane 5, Medfield is getting ready for Emily Underwood to hop in the water. And there goes Emily Underwood, the third swimmer of the relay. And here goes the fourth swimmer of the Ashland relay in lane 4, Amanda. All right, here comes Medfield, their final swimmer, Nora, in lane 3, hopping in the water right now. Here comes Allison getting ready to hop in lane 2 for the Ashland girls. No change of position here, folks, so it's going to look like Ashland in lane 4. Halfway through here. Medfield's final swimmer halfway done. And here comes Allison halfway through her 100 in lane 2 for Ashland. And here comes Amanda finishing in the first position for the girls relay of Ashland in lane 4. And Nora finishing in second in lane 3 for the Medfield ladies. And in lane 5 jumps in Bridget McMahon, the final swimmer of the Medfield girls relay in lane 5. And finishing strong, here comes Allison finishing, seems like in the third position for the Ashland girls here. Now I have Bridget approaching her halfway point in her 100 yards, finishing strong, not giving up. Awesome to see her teammates cheering her on at the end of the pool, making sure she finishes strong. Here we go. Final leg here, Bridget. Here we go. Bridget McMahon finishing up the relay in lane 5 for the Medfield ladies. Here we go. Nice, strong finish for the girls of both Ashland and Medfield. Now is the final of event, the boys 400-yard freestyle. For the Medfield boys, we have, seems no relay going, according to my lineup sheet here. But for the boys of Ashland, we have 2 relays. One in lane 2 with Mihalis Kutavos, Kaiser Joji, Dhruv Chug, and Serge Padmanabhan. And in lane 4, we have Sam Beer, Nathan Gelfand, Joshua Zayak, and Matthew Shuey. These relays might be close here. Mono e mono. A lot of these guys are good friends, and they're just going to race it out and see who is the best. I do have the timer going for you folks at home, so I will try and list the times. The halfway point in Mahalis's and Sam's 100s, they are close. But Sam is edging up Mihalis by about maybe half a body length here. All right, coming in is Kaiser Joji hopping in. Actually, Nathan Gelfand, sorry, hopping in lane 4, and Kaiser hopping in lane 2 with the lane 4 relay for Ashland with the lead. All right, halfway through their 100s, Nathan still has the edge over Kaiser here. All right, Nathan here coming close to the wall, and in the water will be Joshua Zayak here. And Kaiser's finishing up, and jumping in the water is Dhruv. And the lane 4 relay still has the lead. Both boys are halfway through their 100, and no change in positions. All right, Joshua Zayak is about to finish his 100, and into the water goes Matthew Shuey to finish it out for the boys in lane 4. Here comes Dhruv in lane 2, finishing strong, his 100, and into the water goes Serge. Gonna finish it out for the boys in lane 2. And Matt is halfway through. He's going to finish off strong. So is Surge coming in. Here we go, Surge halfway through. Here comes Matt Shu. You're going to finish it out for the boys in lane 4 at around a time of, I've got 3:45. Great swim by the boys there. Can't forget Surge finishing it off for the meet for the boys for the day. And Surge finishing it off at around a time of 4:13. And that is the meet. Now I believe they are going to do high fives, and we will wait for the score to possibly be revealed. Not sure. But great swims by both the boys and the girls of both Ashland and Medfield. And I believe that is going to do it here at Keefe Tech. Very fun announcing, being back at what I used to call my second home, Keefe Tech. Signing off.